guys, Ashley with Amare. So, I want to talk to you guys about something. Bruising, post-op. Okay, there's a lot to talk about this. So, everybody's always like, oh my god, it looks so horrible, I'm so bruised, man, it looks so bad. And then the bruising takes like 3 weeks to go away, right? So, why is there bruising? Let's just dive right in. Okay, bruising comes from blood that leaks out of the tissue when it's broken. And then it goes and hides under your skin, and that's how you see it, is because the bruising is hiding in the interstitial space. What does that mean? It's the space in between the tissue and the skin. Your tissue just got cut, the blood leaked out, and now it's hiding in that space where the swelling hides, right? So why do we care about bruising post-op? Well, one, you guys freak out because it looks bad, so there's that. But two, the bruising is going to be kind of like a signal of where your lymph fluid is and where your swelling is, right? And the bruising is also meant to go away, like on its own, right? So when you're using something like Arnica or Arnica cream or Arnica gel or some like store-bought Arnica that's not meant for post-op, it's not going to work that well for anything except bruising. So yes, your bruising may go away. That doesn't mean you're healed. That also doesn't mean that the problem is fixed. That also doesn't mean that the soreness on the skin, the tenderness that you're feeling, and the broken tissue is starting to be healed. That is not what that means. Now, again, like I said, bruising is a sign of lymph fluid, right? So we know that fibrosis, the hardness, is caused by stagnant lymph fluid. If your bruising is lasting a really long time, even if you're using an Arnica cream or something, that should be a signal that you need to start getting hands-on true manual lymphatic drainage done. If you don't know what that is, set up a virtual with me. I have tons of videos on it. But that should be a sign that, like, okay, this is not really healing right. Because bruising, when bruising starts to go away, it means that it's healing, right? So we want to make sure that that's happening. If bruising isn't going away like that, and it's been like 4 weeks and you're still bruised, it's been like 3 weeks and you're still bruised, something's taking a little bit longer to heal than normal, and we need to start paying attention to that. So yes, you can use an Arnica cream, Arnica gel, whatever you want, but that's going to take care of the bruising, but that doesn't mean it's going to take care of everything else. And if you're using that and it's not taking care of the bruising, it means that your body needs more help. Now, again, as we talk about with the garments, bruising, right? Like I said, when bruising is moving, it means that it's, moving and it's good and it's clearing out and your body's filtering out all that waste, including your swelling. But what happens when... So bruises usually take about 3 days, depending on how deep they are, to fully come out. And then after that, they kind of go away slowly, right? So what happens when it's 3 weeks and now you're starting to see bruising? Well, could definitely be from the garment. Could definitely be from the board that you're using that's constantly pushing into your body, causing more broken tissue. Because your tissue is so fragile, right? So that blood, that bruising that's coming out of the tissue and sitting underneath the skin, that's coming from the broken tissue from surgery. When you're breaking new tissue, or you're breaking tissue that has already been cut up and is trying to heal even more, it's like constantly cutting open a scab. The scab's going to get thicker. So your bruising is going to not get thicker, but take longer to heal. So that's why sometimes you have bruises for 4 weeks, is because you keep re-injuring the same thing over and over and over. So there's that. When you have bruising, and it is slowly starting to go away, again, because you're using an Arnica cream or you're healing or something like that, again, that doesn't mean that you're healing properly. That just means that your bruising is going away. That has nothing to do with your body actually healing the tissue, not preventing fibrosis, not developing any type of seromas or anything like that. So just because your bruising is going away doesn't mean that you're healing properly. Just because you're using an Arnica cream, some store-bought thing that's not post-op recommended, and it's working for bruising, doesn't mean that you're healing properly, especially if you still have hardness, especially if you have a lot of swelling and it's tender to the touch. Now, brings me to my next point. You can be tender to the touch and not have bruising. Yes, does a bruise usually equal pain in our heads? Do we think, oh, there's a bruise, it hurts? Yeah, why? Because again, like I said before, broken tissue. That's what you're feeling. You're not feeling the bruise. The bruise is just the blood that leaked out under the skin. What you're feeling is the broken tissue. So your blood under the skin, the actual color of the bruise, the visible part, can go away, and you're still feeling that soreness and that hardness and all that tenderness. That's kind of equated to the same thing. Just because the blood went away doesn't mean that all of that is healed. That's a whole nother deeper level of it that you can't see. You can only see the visible bruising with your eyes. So when we're talking about bruising and it's showing up out of nowhere, again, it's either re-injured or it's taking a while to come up to the surface with all that swelling, or you're re-injuring yourself, guys, with the garment, with the board, with the binder. I literally had a client yesterday who had the binder on, put it on when she was at home, showered, she had a tummy tuck incision, it was fine. She comes into the office, she's taking it off, and because she was in the car and the binder, it was loose, it wasn't even like tight on her. But because the binder was cutting into her incision while she was sitting in the car, she went to take the binder off, and it already had started scabbing with the fresh blood from the car ride that she got, cut into with the binder, sticking to her skin, which means that when she took that binder off, she was ripping some of that scabbing that was trying to heal from the car ride of the damage from the incision from the binder. So there's that. Binders literally do cut into your skin when you sit if you're not using them properly, like we kind of manage you to do in our sessions. But there's that whole part of it. So just because you can't see it, visible bruising you can see. Just because you can't see it, if it is still tender, if it is still hard, if it still hurts, if your skin is still not okay, then yeah, that whole thing, that still needs to heal. Just because the bruising goes away doesn't mean that you're healed. So that was the point of most of this video. How do we know what Arnica cream to use? Well, talk to a post-op specialist. I know there are tons of recovery houses that put together recovery house boxes that have Arnica cream in them. We have ours on our post-op site. We just did a post, I think, on Monday or Tuesday, I don't even know, putting that out there, so you can check that out as well. And that's, go find a good, decent Arnica cream. Not every Arnica cream, and I have a whole video on this, not every Arnica cream is, going to be post-op and do what you want it to do. Again, it may take care of the bruising, but not the swelling, the pain, the soreness, the fibrosis. So there is that. When it comes to bruising, blood thinners, if they're giving you blood thinners, if you're taking aspirin, if you're taking any of those things, it will make it worse. So you want to make sure that you talk to your doctor. If you're taking, I know that they give you blood thinners, sometimes shots too, depending on where you're getting your surgery done. You got to talk to your doctor about the bruising. How long is this supposed to last? How much of this am I supposed to have? What can I take? What can I not take? This is why they don't put you on certain meds after surgery, because it will make your bruising way worse. Because again, that bruising is just blood that leaked out that's sitting under the skin. If you thin that out, it's going to spread like crazy. Also, super not good for your body after surgery if you're taking things your doctor didn't recommend. So when it comes to figuring out how long am I supposed to have this bruising, all that kinds of stuff, ask your doctor, because that's going to be different from medication to medication and from surgery to surgery. So that's how all of that works. I'm going to check the comments because I'm really bad at this. Hold on. Is 12 weeks too far along for a massage? Absolutely not. I have a million videos on what you should be doing when and how long you can start. You should be starting with true hands-on manual lymphatic drainage at an actual plastic surgery recovery place as soon as you can start. It's not too late to start. I've worked on people 5 years out, but I have videos on that. You can go watch them. So that's it, guys. Again, key points. When it comes to your bruising, Arnica is not always the same. Just because it's store-bought doesn't mean it works. When it comes to your bruising, just because it shows up out of nowhere, yes, you may be doing something harmful, but also it may have just taken a while depending on how deep they went for the bruising to come up to the surface to see it visibly. And number 3, just because your bruising went away doesn't mean that tissue is healed. Just because you're not visibly seeing signs doesn't mean that you're healed and you're ready to go out into the world yet and start showing off your new surgery body. So guys, if you have questions, the Arnica cream, like I said, link is in the bio. We also just did a Instagram post on it. The link is in there as well. If you have questions specifically about your surgery, about your protocol, about what you need to do for you if you're having problems, call and set up a virtual, 732-841-0142. Alex can get you set up with a virtual with me, and we can cover anything else. But guys, just be careful with your bodies and watch out for your bruising, and don't just think because it went away the problem is solved. There's always more underneath there. So that's all I have to say about that. I will see you guys next week. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.